When I tell you, ladies, make your energy so magnetic that it's an addiction. My old self used to be okay with just words, and I needed the actions to align. Some of y'all are hopefully daydreaming, waiting for this person to change and be something that they're not ready to be. I've been there before. You're trying to shape a man, you're trying to build a man, you're trying to date all these potentials, but those men are not ready to be what you want them to be. Some men are not ready or don't even want to be a husband or a father. But listen, I'm okay to close off my body, close off my spirit, my soul to the flesh of the world, because I'm not here to live up the flesh. I'm here to weaken the flesh. And a lot of you guys don't even realize that your flesh is so much stronger than your soul. Most of the times you feel unfulfilled and lonely and empty because you are missing God. You're not. Hello, my beautiful people. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my non-negotiables, my top qualities that I look for in a man when I'm dating for marriage. Yes, I said it. Dating intentionally for marriage. I'm going to be talking about my history and explaining how I got here to a healthy relationship. Whether you are dating, single, or married, this video is going to be for you. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and welcome. And be sure to turn your post notification bells on so you do not miss a thing. It's so windy. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. So we just got to the beach with my grandma. Yesterday we got 20,000 steps, and today I'm aiming for about 10,000 to 12,000. Since I've been in Toronto visiting family, I have not gone to the gym, but girl has been still in shape, still top tier. And you can't always commit to all of your goals, but you can do the bare minimum. I say it all the time. So I got in my steps. I ate well for most of my trip. We did go out. I took my grandma out to many restaurants, and that's honestly what you got to do. And I also walk with my water and I drink my water. So this is my third bottle for today. Now, when it comes to my non-negotiables for dating, it took me a hard breakup to get to this point where I came up with non-negotiables. But I also said after my previous breakup that I wanted to work on things that no one could ever take from me. And that was going to be my qualities, my morals, my values, just who am I? Who do I want to be as a person, my character? And everything that I'm looking for in somebody else, that is what I wanted to become. So everything I share with you guys in today's video is pretty much what I built myself into to attract in relationships and in friendships, in business, within clients as well. These are the qualities that I look for in a person for anyone to be around me, because energy is so magnetic, it's so contagious. And I didn't understand that when I was my younger self. I didn't understand that when I was fresh out of high school. And because I grew up feeling neglected, and I have a lot of affection. I feel like I lacked a lot because I watched my parents, especially my single mother, in survival. I didn't really have the affection that I so desperately was looking for from men. So when I decided to start dating, or honestly, nobody was choosing me in elementary school and high school. Some people, they had boyfriends. I never had a boyfriend until I graduated high school. I went on a double date with one of my girlfriends, and she introduced me to another guy. And I think, honestly, we just started kicking it and then calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend. But that first relationship was really because I didn't know myself, and I was looking for something in someone else that I was not able to give myself, or I just didn't honestly deal with my traumas, my triggers. And he became my coping mechanism. Let's just say that. He became my coping mechanism, and I chose that relationship out of lust. Many of you guys are going to relate to this when I say, oftentimes I decided to date or entertain men based on their looks, based on their finances, how much money they had, or how generous they were in providing me with the finer things. Also with the cars, there were moments where I was entertaining guys just based on the cars that they drive, not realizing that they probably had a car note. I found myself dating for the exterior rather than the interior. And so a lot of you guys aren't even aware that you choose men based on their looks or based on how they gaslight you or they promise you a certain future or lifestyle, but their actions don't align. I was in so many toxic relationships or had people texting my phone and their actions never aligned. And I was constantly crying, arguing, begging, belittling myself, getting the shortened end of the stick. And I continued, man, it is so windy. And I had no self-awareness. Like, women need to become self-aware. Oh my gosh. Hope it's not blowing in the microphone. Women, you need to work on your self-awareness. You also need to take time to sit down and heal. I was going into so many relationships with so much baggage, so many expectations of what a man needed to do for me, but I could never do it for myself. I wanted to be treated a certain way, but honey, I had low self-esteem. I had no confidence. I allowed people to step all over me like a doormat, but I would step all over me like a doormat. And it reflected in my actions, how I ate. I used to be the girlfriend that would go over to the bodybuilder's house who ate clean. I would bring the McDonald's. I would bring the junk food. I would bring the pizza. I would go out for ice cream. I was the one that would stay up late, and I had so many bad habits, and he was so disciplined. My first man was a bodybuilder, and he's the one that inspired me for my revenge body when we were, right? Then I started dating bodybuilders, and after that, I said, I'm never doing it again. I learned from that experience that I never wanted to have a couples page. I never wanted to post for the gram. I never, ever will put my man on the internet. So like me and my man, we're going to be Bonnie and Clyde behind the scenes. We're going to be happy and thriving behind the scenes. And honestly, I had to just stop looking to prove myself to my man, to people, to my family, and just start to get clear every single day about who I want to become, how I want to show up in this world, and what I don't tolerate. What are my boundaries? How do I allow people to treat me and see me? And the man that I decide to give my heart to, my body to, I wanted him to have just as much of respect, if not more, that I had for myself. But nobody can respect you if you don't respect yourself. Nobody can see value or greatness in you if you don't see it in yourself, right? We're dating potentials, trying to build them when you're the one that needs to be built. You got so many bad habits. You be sleeping in, eating all this junk food, and then you become an emotional burden for another man. And then because you're so annoying, you're so needy, you're so reliant on this person to fill your cup, tell you you're beautiful, tell you that you're that. You only act when he talks, when he speaks, when he pours into you. But you needed to be built so that you know how to build yourself. You know how to fill your own cup. You know how to rely on God and not man. And I didn't understand that. And I had to have my heart broken when God decided that he wanted to really shut it down. And that was when my life changed. 6 years ago, 2019 into 2020, my last relationship where my dad passed away at the same time. And that man left me and said, hey, Shan, I need to go work on myself. And I said, this is not the time. But God said it was a time. Like that boyfriend of mine, he was like, no, sorry, Shan, I cannot even be here for you, even though your dad died. And when that happened to me, I said, one, next time I'm dating for marriage, because ain't no way the man that I've been giving my body to is not going to be there for me in the hardest times of my life. And that was the one that was able to meet my dad when he couldn't speak. He could only see. So that was the last person that was the last man that my dad got to meet when he was still alive. And I was like, nah, I can't just be bringing people around that aren't trying to secure a future in my life. That's why I'm like, to my man, currently, you can't meet my grandma unless we married, unless there's a ring on my finger. You can't be coming around. My mom knows him, but he just can't be coming around. And even if we were married, the internet still wouldn't meet him. But that is just how locked down I am on me. I honestly can't stand how many people constantly update the internet with how many relationships they've been in. it's not attractive. It's not a good thing when you just keep posting all of your boyfriends, your whole track history, some man that lasted 1 month, another one that lasted 1 year. It's not actually okay when people can really see how desperate you are. You haven't taken any time off from dating to work on yourself, but you're always reposting a new relationship. I don't see how that could be attractive. Honestly, that is a red flag for me, even if you were my friend and I'm not even dating you. But y'all, I know I just talk a lot. I hope I provided some clarity. I decided So when that breakup happened and I decided to take 2 years off from dating, I knew that I had to work on myself. I started watching so many YouTube videos like mine, but mine honestly might hit harder because I come with the realist. I'm not telling you about going to go get your hair done, your nails done, and to go and buy these makeup products and have a 10-step skincare routine with a matcha latte in your hand. I'm literally telling you that you need to go and become your hotter, healthier, and happier self before a man comes into your life, because the man is not here to complete you, baby. You should already be whole, especially if you have God in your life.
What makes a woman magnetic? While external beauty, say the sages, has a role, and a woman should feel good about elevating her outer beauty, what allows her outer beauty to shine most is how she values, respects, and protects her inner energy. What the best hair and clothing stylists and makeup artists can do is only a fraction of how beautiful she looks when she loves herself and has certainty in herself. A woman instantly becomes magnetic when she feels whole and complete inside. When she realizes she doesn't need a man or the approval of society to be worthy. When she doesn't give her time, her body, or her energy to just anyone. Her value increases. When she honors her boundaries, but in a playful way, not an arrogant way, her aura increases. And when she respects her sexual energy, she becomes powerful and she radiates. She doesn't perform to be chosen because she already knows that she's been chosen by the Creator. Here's a mantra for you. I feel whole inside. I know I don't need to perform for anyone on the outside, for I know I have already been chosen by the light of the Creator.
And so I took 2 years off from dating, and randomly I was going on dates and I was interviewing them. And closer to the end of the 2 years, I was like, I think I'm ready to get back in the scene. I had a list at that point of, you know what, this is what I'm looking for in a man. And you know what, I attract wealthy men. Plus, I'm not trying to date no broke man, nothing that is a potential, nothing that doesn't know themselves. I'm not trying to no. I like a certain kind of tax bracket. I like a certain kind of drive, ambition. I like a man that has goals. He got to have clarity and direction. And that was really important for myself as well. So I'm not just looking for a provider. I also needed to become a provider for myself. Let's just make that clear. But I'm not dating anybody who couldn't top what I'm already doing for myself. That's one thing for sure. But I'm also not going into a relationship where I have nothing to offer. And oftentimes in past relationships, the only thing I really was trying to offer was my body. Oh, you're never going to leave me or cheat on me because I'm so good. My body's this, my body's banging, especially since I've been going to the gym. No. Make your energy, when I tell you ladies, make your energy so magnetic that it's an addiction. A lot of my clients are long-term clients and they'll just say your energy is an addiction. They can't get enough of it. Most of the people in my life, they just want more of me. That's why I have a cutoff time. I have boundaries. I'm not easily accessible, because I know that I made my energy and aura very addictive. I have an addictive personality. And all of the qualities that I'm going to share with you today, that is what is going to make your personality addictive as well. Parts of it. It's also being really confident and self-aware and self-assured. Now that I've taken some time away from dating, I'm currently in the healthiest relationship that I could have imagined. And, you know, one mistake that I did, well, I didn't start my relationship off with God. And that is why I am not married, because in 2024, I decided that I wanted to take a break from sexual intimacy. I wanted to dig deeper in a relationship with God. I wanted to just change my entire life to reflect what God is going to be doing in my life. I am here to serve the women. I am here to be an example. I am here to use my story to change lives. And I'm definitely someone that stands on integrity. You hear me talking about integrity all the time because I do believe that you should be a product of what you preach, even when no one is watching. And so I had a conversation with my partner. I said, this is where I'm at and this is where I'm going. And he believed in me and supported me from day one. And I'm going to talk about these qualities, guys. But integrity was one thing that I needed because it just feels wholesome when you can show up as your most authentic self anywhere you go. Online, in person. I love when people meet me in person because I'm even better, right? And nobody could ever hold anything against me or say anything about me because I am what I preach. So, number one, ladies, I was looking for a man that was reliable. Okay. Growing up, I really saw my mom struggling and working hard, and my dad was in and out of my life. He would make plans and then often cancel or wouldn't show up. And since my mom wasn't around that much because she was working, I really had no one to turn to. My brothers and my one sister, like, we were so divided as a family that I never had anyone that I could rely on. Growing up and navigating my younger years into where I am now, it's so hard and it has always been hard to find people that are reliable. And I get disappointed really easily. So I wanted to make sure that I had my one person that could be reliable to my heart, reliable to my goals, reliable to my time, my energy, to what we're doing. We were going to become a team. And being reliable was number one for me. Someone who truly just shows up in their actions. Baby, my old self used to be okay with just words, and I needed the actions to align. Some of y'all are hopefully daydreaming, waiting for this person to change and be something that they're not ready to be. I've been there before. You're trying to shape a man, you're trying to build a man, you're trying to date all these potentials. But those men are not ready to be what you want them to be. Some men are not ready or don't even want to be a husband or a father. And so I wanted somebody who proved themselves in actions and not just words. The words and the alignment, the intention, all of that truly matters when you're looking for somebody that is reliable. Number two, ladies, it's going to be integrity. I mention it all the time. I literally just mentioned it. This is my favorite quality in anyone, including myself. Standing on business, even when no one is around, baby. I want to make sure that you have my back, that you're doing the best for me and showcasing a reflection of me when I'm not around. And showing up for yourself in the best way, being your best self, or just doing the best that you can to be a good soul when I'm not around. It's what you do, like the right thing when no one is watching. That is what truly has my heart, and that is truly what matters. It's so windy. Number three, ladies, the fear of God. This was a quality, this was a part of the lifestyle that I needed my man to have. I didn't start my relationship off with making sure this was the number one priority, but the fear of the Lord will have you acting right, especially from a man. When you fear the Lord, you will fear doing wrong, especially to his wife. So a man that fears the Lord will not be looking to cheat on his wife when he fears the Lord and the repercussions that come with going against God, especially in marriage. And I came across this video with Rotimi, and he was talking about the fear of God that he has and why he is a certain husband to his wife. So I'm going to add it in here.
The brothers that I noticed that are faithful in their marriages, they're not faithful because they don't want to hurt their wives' feelings.
No, it's temporary.
It's way deeper than that.
Yeah.
They're faithful because they don't want to get right. They don't want to get in a wrong space with God. Like that's
Yes.
their principle.
Yes, bro.
That they're standing on.
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with the woman.
No.
In fact, because
No.
if that's the case, if the woman changes, all of a sudden my behavior changes. If the woman's gone, my behavior changes.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the woman. Or the woman's coming into my kingdom and how operate.
Absolutely.
And that's what you stand on.
Yeah.
So that's a very big difference. And until a man is able to really get that level, get that standard in his life,
Absolutely.
and get aligned in that way, you know, his, like you say, morals, they'll always shape.
They always shake.
And they'll be, you know, you'll be persuaded.
Yeah.
You'll be able to be persuaded and talked out of doing whatever it is you're doing.
You can justify principles. You know what I'm saying? You can justify, like, yeah, your principles are different from mine. Your principles are different. Everybody's principles are different. But then in terms of, I keep bringing this word up, kingdom, there's only one way to be. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I stopped thinking of fear of God, of like, dang, I'm scared of God. No, I was like, fear of God to me means the fear of not having him, yo.
Right.
That, like, the fear of not having him, that scares me because I felt that for so long. I'll make certain, you know, decisions that pull me away for 3-4 days, and I'm like, damn, I feel depleted, yo. Like, and then it's hard to get back into the Bible and reading it and, you know, listening to things. I hate that feeling. So like I'm like, this dog, I'm just gonna rock with you.
I wanted a man that was anchored in his faith, who had spiritual accountability and values that we could honestly raise our children with, because look at where the world is. There's so much evil, there's so much lust and temptation and corruption. I wanted to make sure that our values aligned, and truly I was dating men out of lust. I was dating men for what they could provide, what they could offer, what they look like, and I never put God first as number one. And truly, as a woman who has developed a relationship with God even closer in 2024 and 2025, when I tell you that I reflect and I read the Bible every single day, I do my devotions and I learn more Bible scriptures, I make sure that I try my best to abide by what I'm reading and apply it to my life. Not just say I'm a woman of God, but also in my actions, how I lead the way, how I show up in my day-to-day. So I cut out music. I cut out bad, toxic, cut out secular music. I cut out cannabis. I cut out drinking. I was never really a drinker. I cut out sexual intercourse. I cut out so many things just because you will have to sacrifice along the way of getting closer to God. But baby, I'm not married. So I'm still a free woman until I'm married. And when I say a free woman, I'm not giving access to anyone. I'm an exclusive woman who is serving purpose, who is on a mission, a calling that is greater than man, that is greater than the love that a man could give me. So anything God decides to bless me with from where I'm at, I am so grateful for it, because he sees the sacrifices that I'm willing to make, because Jesus made those sacrifices as well. So some of you guys are like, oh, I need the sexual desires. I need this. I need lust. I need a man to tell me that I'm beautiful. I need men around me. I need to always be texting somebody or in toxic relationships. Turn to God, because the sacrifices that you make along the way, he sees them and he will bless you tenfold because you were willing to do that for him. How many times does God open his arms to you? Always, always, never judges you, loves you so much unconditionally. And how many times has a man let you down? Like a physical product, a man has let you down. You've given your body, you've given your time, your energy, but God is the only one who has stayed unconditionally faithful to you. And so I decided to take that walk. I wanted to see what God has for my life. And look at where we're at. I could have never done any of this in my life in 2 years without God. You've seen my YouTube channel grow to over 50,000 subscribers, and it's all because of God. And he knows that I'm not perfect along the journey, but he knows my heart's desires. And he knows how important this mission is for me, of what I share for you guys and how I speak to you guys. And that is why I say, like, yeah, I had to sacrifice so much in the process. Y'all, we're over 1 year of all these sacrifices. I haven't even celebrated. I haven't even spoke about it. But y'all were asking about the list. If you have questions, drop it down below. But listen, I'm okay to close off my body, close off my spirit, my soul to the flesh of the world, because I'm not here to live up the flesh. I'm here to weaken the flesh. And a lot of you guys don't even realize that your flesh is so much stronger than your soul. Most of the times you feel unfulfilled and lonely and empty because you are missing God. You're not missing anything else. So that was so important, that my man we're working on our spiritual practices and that they aligned in the direction that we're headed. Having those conversations with my man that we're dating, we're not married, was really important and very intentional to where we're supposed to go. Number 4, I wanted a man that was thoughtful and generous. I am very thoughtful and generous, but I'm not trying to be dating no stingy man, okay? I want a man to top whatever I'm doing. There were times in my life that I bought myself nice designer things. I flew myself out. I paid for hotels and Airbnbs. I buy myself whatever I want. I wanted a man that can do that and top it. So if I want something from my man, he should be able to give it to me, period. I'm not dating anyone who's stingy, and I gotta look at somebody else's relationship and be like, I wish that was my man, or you want their man. I never want to look at somebody else's life or relationship and ever look to it and say that that is my man. I told my man, I said, look, if you're going to buy me a ring, you can't just put any ring on my finger. Like, it's a certain kind of ring that I want. I want it to be shining from across the world, babe. You can't just put any kind of ring on my finger. I'm sorry. Some of y'all are okay with whatever you get. I had very specific requirements, and this is because I took time to develop a list. I don't think I'm too much. I think based on who I am now, I attract men that can do that for me. And that is it. But before, those men that I'm like the exes that I have, I don't believe that they could have done what I have on my list now. I don't even think that they would be in my sight, in my eyesight, on the buffet if they were around today. I don't think so. So I'm really grateful that I was single and I had that time and that moment to work on myself. And even in my current relationship, I'm still working on myself. And I do talk with my partner and I communicate anytime things change or anything we're progressing or evolving, or I'm evolving and I'm like, hey, this is where I'm at. I just want to check in with you. I do check in with my man. So overall, I wanted a man that pays attention to detail. My man is the one who bossed me up. When he met me, I was not wearing nails. Also had a mentor prior to my channel 6 years ago. After that breakup, God put a good amount of people in my life to sustain me. And my mentor told me 2 things. He said, start a YouTube channel. And the second thing was get rid of the caterpillar lashes. And I finally did. I think this year, I just don't wear my lashes anymore. I just wear my natural lashes. And he was just like, you know what? The long hair, the obsessive long hair, long nails, long lashes just don't look good for what you are worth, for what you are going to attract and align. And yeah, that look, my old look matched the music that I was listening to. And who I am and how I feel now, I just feel so much lighter, honestly, just lighter. And I feel good and I radiate so much energy. And my body is tea. Y'all, if you look at Jackie Aina too, like her body is fine. Like she's been glowing, but you honestly have to be loved properly. You need to love yourself properly, and then you'll find the love proper. And lastly here, I wanted a man that gives from the heart and not for show. I wanted a man that gives without expecting in return, without holding tabs on me. I just wanted a generous, kind man. And that was really important to me because I am just that. Number 5, ladies, I wanted an ambitious man. I need and want an ambitious man. I'm very ambitious myself. So you can't come over here with anything lazier than what I'm serving because I'm going after it. I wake up self-motivated, okay? Don't need anyone to tell me to take care of myself, to go work out, to go make money, baby. I know what I want in life. I know what it takes. I don't want to be at the bottom. Okay. I really don't mind putting in the work. When I would compete with my coaches, I would tell them to suffer me. I would be eating some low ass calories, willing to suffer and struggle to the finish line. And that's the work that I was willing to put in for it. So yeah, I need a man that's willing to put in work, baby. I need you outside. I made it clear I did not need a man on Instagram or any social platform. I needed you intentionally busy outside making money. All right. You got this goal and you got this vision for a future. I needed those actions to align. I'm not going to be around for no hopeful vision. I need you to make it happen while I'm making it happen and looking to contribute to the goal and the vision. So I needed my man to have goals, drive, a clear vision for their future. I needed to have the same for my future and when we come together for our future. Number 6, so necessary for everyone. Being courageous. I really wanted a man to be very courageous. Someone who was willing to take risks, someone who was willing to do some crazy things with me. You know, we've done some crazy things and we have some crazy things in the future that we've planned to do, getting outside of our comfort zone. But somebody who didn't look at my goals as small or my vision as small, but also had some wild visions of their own, and they were ready to be bold and courageous. So many people are fearful. Many people are stagnant and live in fear. And it was so important that I found somebody who matched my energy, baby. Like, I am afraid of heights and I don't like seafood, but I just needed my man to make sure that if I say, let's move across this country, or let's do this, or let's try this out, he was down for the adventure, and he's willing to fail and fall and still get back up and try to be and try again. Do courageous things, have hard conversations, do hard things, push yourself outside of your comfort zone. I don't want a comfortable life. I want a life that I'm proud of, that I tried in, and I wanted to be, and my partner is a reflection of that. Number 7, you already know where I'm coming with this. I needed a man that was going to prioritize their health and see value in their health. Baby, if I'm dating you, if you get my genetics, if you get a baby out of me, honey, I'm not the one that I shouldn't be the only one that looks fine. One thing about me, I want all my people around me, anything I touch, anything I talk to win. There is no reason why my man should be popped down and I'm over here looking too good. That is not fair to the man that's been investing in me. So I wanted to make sure that my man enjoyed the gym. He goes to the gym. He is self-motivated. But there are moments, because I am a personal trainer and a nutritionist, there are moments in our relationship where my man will fall off. And there has been moments where I've fallen off, but I am a seasonal competitor. So I know how to get myself back into shape immediately, and the drive will be there. And I'm also a fitness coach. So I believe in being a reflection of what I preach. So it's just better for me to stay in shape. So I told my man recently that he had to lose some weight because he was gaining a lot of body fat on his trunk. And I was like, babe, like, I'm gonna be traveling. I don't want people to be looking at us like I don't take care of my man. So I gave him the steps. And when I get back, he's like, babe, can you train me again? He does not like to train with me because I'm very intense and hardcore. But baby, I'm Sergeant Shen. What do you expect? Do you see my body? I told my man, get ready to run laps. Get ready to become more active. And I push him and I hold him to a certain standard because I hold myself to a certain standard. It's really important that your people, they do not need to be a coach or a nutritionist, but they do need to follow instructions and want better health. And so my man does eat well, but just because you eat well, I want you to understand this, y'all. Just because you eat well, you need to become aware of any patterns or behaviors. So my man also developed a bad habit. Hello? Oh, okay. The man also developed a bad habit with putting his hands in the almonds and just randomly eating almonds and nuts. And some of y'all are probably doing that too. You're just free pouring. You don't know your portion sizes. So that is honestly how he ended up gaining weight. And it wasn't about him eating unhealthy food. He was eating clean food, but he just stopped tracking his food. And you got to realize over time, when you just start gaining unnecessary excess body fat and unnecessary weight, your portion sizes have probably, gone off the rails, and you need to refocus. And how to refocus? You have to get back to tracking your macros. And so I was like, and working out and increasing the intensity and doing your steps and moving around. So I was like, honey, listen, this is not what I signed up for. I need a man that you don't need an etched out six pack, but I need you to reflect some type of fitness and health and longevity. When you lose your habits and don't prioritize your health, it just shows lack of self-respect for yourself and for your children, for your future. You allow your arteries to become clogged and have all this fat on the inside. This is not healthy. And the fact that you're okay with being unhealthy is not attractive to me. So I get it. We're going to fall off here and there. But if you're trying to let yourself go, and most people let themselves go in relationship, this is what I promised myself I would never do again. And this is where I'm at in life, where this is the standard. I don't care about how you feel. This is my standard. And I have been there before. I lost a dad to mental health. I also lost a dad because he wasn't emotionally, mentally, physically training for his overall health. So how I train is beyond how you look, but more so how you take care of your insides, y'all. And so that was really important to me. 8, ladies, is going to be emotional maturity. This was really important. Honestly, I have dated guys my age, but we just don't mesh. So I like them older. I like them tired. Like when I say tired, I mean tired of drama, tired of arguing, like because I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm a 30-year-old woman that is busy. I work with tons of clients daily. I don't have time to argue and have my mood fluctuating. I needed someone who could handle conflicts with grace, with composure, communicates with clarity, and takes responsibility. And that is honestly me. I used to never take responsibility or own up to my wrongs, right? And I get if we're going to go in relationships and we're like, but sometimes you really got to point back at yourself. Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's your tongue. Most times it's been my tongue, my tone of voice. And I just wanted to be in a healthy relationship where this person can acknowledge when they are wrong as well and apologize for it. So this was a non-negotiable. 9 is going to be consistency over time. Baby, I love consistency. If you give me any wish-wash flip behavior, friends, relationship, husband, I don't care what you are. I don't want you around me unless you're a pet, like dog, you're cute, okay? I can handle that. But if you're a human who is just all over the place, I can't handle you around me. So I needed consistency and over time. My man has been consistent with me from day one. It was so important that my partner wasn't just in my life to impress me, but saw me as an investment, saw my energy, my time, my business, everything about me as an investment. His actions align over time. He's been so consistent with helping me to become a better version of myself. I don't have to beg for anything. I don't have to be seen or cared for. My man is very busy and I don't rely on him to give up a lot of his time to reassure me or anything, but he just naturally is there for me and naturally consistent. I don't even know how to deeply explain this one, but I just needed consistency over time. I'm really consistent with myself. I know how to bring myself back together. I know how to show up for myself, but I like when people can just do it because they want to, because they see the investment. Even as a friend, they just want to. Number 10, a teachable spirit. This was really important and a non-negotiable for me. Someone who was open to feedback, to growth, and to becoming better. Like I mentioned before, y'all, I had a conversation with my man and I told him that, hey, look, it looks like you're losing yourself. And he was like, okay, say less. I can't wait to show you guys his transformation photos. He hasn't heard about it. My woman is holding me to a certain standard. Let me do what I need to do. And I would want somebody to do that for me. How many of y'all are just like losing yourself and waiting for somebody to say something, or if they say something, you're upset about it, but they really wanted the best for you. They see the best in you and you're upset about it. You need to be able to be teachable, to take feedback and criticism, to grow. It's so important. Like my coach taught me, especially, he's so hard on me. It's like, come on, if you really want to be that girl, if you really want to win, if you really want to be at the top of the caliber, you have to take the feedback, take the criticism. Y'all cry about everything someone says. When my mentor told me to stop wearing these lashes, I wasn't offended. When he said to stop with the dramatic nails, I wasn't offended. When he said like this is who you could become, I wasn't offended. People see like good people see value and vision and purpose in you. There's only certain people that I'll listen to, but it's worth listening to and considering and really just doing the deep reflection. Number 11, which is most important, is going to be eyes for only me. Baby, there's no shortage. There's no shortage. As we're sitting here with my grandmother, I've been out with my grandma, and she just sees the men out here looking left and right. Baby, when I tell you, I don't let nobody play with me because I know the lineup is not short. We get the experience every single day of, there's always been a lineup. And my man knows this. My man sees this. We'll be walking in the malls. We'll be walking anywhere. And women are turning their heads. Women are doing 360s. So imagine what a man will be doing for me. And when I walk around with my man, I love being around him because he gets to see it. And I used to be the girl that would do tit for tat in relationships where, like my first relationship was really toxic. So he was always texting girls. And so I was trying to prove that, I have a lineup. And I would desperately be out there seeking and searching for a man to be like, oh my God, there's some kind of drama now. and it was tit for tat. Now I just let my aura be, baby, but I don't need to entertain anything. Honestly, I don't got time for a headache, none. And I don't have time for any trust issues or loyalty problems. I worked on my healing. I don't need that baggage into this new relationship, into this healthy relationship. So I allow my man to experience the best version of myself because I show up as my most confident, happiest, healthiest, hotter version of myself every single day by pouring into myself. I pour into me. I don't wait for him to pour into me. I pour into me. And then you see what I radiate. And he just adds to it. But here's what I really wanted when I say eyes for me. I wanted a heart and mind that chooses faithfulness daily. Someone who is rooted in self-control, discipline, and a true desire for exclusivity. And it says it even in the Bible. What God has given us is a lot of self-control, discipline, a sound mind, just so many qualities, good qualities that he's given us inside. And you really have to get right within to align with people who are going to do just that for you. I needed a man that only has eyes for me. I don't want to hear about no other female. I don't need you looking left or right. I think that's very disrespectful. And even for myself. So I say that I'm not here to beg a man to be something that he's not ready to be. And nor should you. If you are seeing red flags, or if you are seeing that you're begging a man to be this to you, and you're going to bed crying or sad or comparing your life, baby, I am too hot to be out here stressed. I am too hot. Y'all, look at me. Look at the outfit. Now that we can get up, I am too hot. Too damn hot. I'm too damn hot to be out here stressed. Do you see my body? Look at my grandma. Look at my hot girl. She's been here while I've been making this video, shaking her head and saying yes to the things I've been talking about. But do you see my body, y'all? There is no way that I could be out here stressed. Stressed by anybody's son, especially if I don't have a ring on my finger. And y'all, before you get married or before you pick them, before you just settle, you got to have a list and just make sure that the list aligns. So this was my personal list. Whatever your list looks like, go off of that. But these are the qualities that I look for and the non-negotiables that I look for in friends too, in people who want to be my friend, because I'm not out here searching for friends. I'm just like, if your energy aligns, then I like you. But through YouTube, I've actually made some quality friends like Sharon. I have a client that also a few clients that turned into my friends, Janelle, Jennifer. Honestly, so many women that have just reached out and they're like, I want a long-term relationship with you as a friend. And I'm so excited to pour into them even after them being a client, but also just being a part of their life, who they are as a person. Like, I just developed so many meaningful relationships worldwide that I don't shorten myself from people, but I know that me pouring into myself allows me to pour into other people for them to blossom. And you need this kind of energy in you. And what I believe that God will send the right people to be around you when they are ready to change and when they are ready to be that friend or that person or that husband or that boyfriend to you. So I never want to look to any relationship or friendship online. I don't want to compare myself to anyone online. And I know that God has the best for me and he has the best for you as well. So I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video for today. Love having you guys here. Be sure to hit the link down below if you're looking to sign up for my 6-week challenge, and I'll see you in the next one.